Look, we ask the same questions every single time. How do we stop this? Like, because it just seems like everybody's just kind of accepting it now, and it's happening every single weekend. What do we do at this point? Because this is, I mean, look, I know this community, actually. I know it really well. And couldn't be a better place to raise children, have a life, and you think you're going to an innocent, small downtown 4th of July parade, and that's not even safe anymore.
No, I mean, and that's kind of the point, right? That's part of the psychology of these folks. It's notoriety, but it's also like, I don't feel comfortable or safe, so nobody else should. It's the same thing that leads like 12, 13-year-old kids in the Middle East to join terrorist organizations. No opportunity, no pussy, bad relationship with dad, and then all that fucking hate, rage, embarrassment turns into this kind of stuff. I mean, it's the same thing. So you can't protect a child from feeling any of that stuff if they're exposed to it. That's just not a thing. You know what I mean? But we've, through our negligence towards young men in this country, we've taught them that this is their outlet, right? Like it used to be, if you reached those breaking points in life, you start to reach out to institutions, right? Whatever it happens to be, rehab or fucking psychiatric help, or your church, or the fucking, if you're younger, like the Boy Scouts or Eagle Scouts or some shit like that, like some kind of guidance or leadership or opportunity, or you just became a criminal, right? So this is this white and Latino primarily mass shooting, young men mass shooting situation that's been going on in the U.S. for a while now. It's the suburban version of urban drug crime, right? People joining gangs and being drug dealers because they don't think there's any other option. It's nihilism. And the only solution for nihilism is purpose. Like you can't do it with there's no law that'll fix that.
Right. Because I'm reading the rest of this here, and his uncle, I guess, did a interview, and he said he saw no warning signs from the dude. Same with the other ones in Uvalde.
There's no way a kid's making those kind of fucking videos and he doesn't act like that in real life. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
So this uncle is full of shit, frankly.
Yeah. Or he was just like the uncle even knows he has the videos. You know what I mean?
No, I'm sure. That's not what I'm saying. I doubt the uncle was like fucking scouring the internet looking for signs of anything. But if you're around that kid, you know that there's something wrong.
Yeah, my uncle has no idea what the fuck I'm doing, like in my life.
Mine either.
No, but if you saw him, well, then if I guess the question is, did the uncle even have contact with him? And if that's the case, then his saying that he didn't see anything, that's like, oh, that's like a blind guy saying he didn't see anything.
Right.
That's a meaningless statement. But if he's saying he didn't see anything, that means the presumption there is that he had some kind of interaction with the kid on a regular basis, and there's literally no way that he didn't fucking see that this kid was fucked up. That's not a thing.
My question is, again, what do you do? Because now it really does feel like no place is safe. And
everywhere.
It's into like a little paranoia where you're kind of looking for every place I go into, and I don't know if you're the same and you just automatically do it, but if I go into a movie theater, the first thing I do is check where the exits are. And how to get out of there. What I would do, grocery stores, everything. And I find it more and more with literally everything that we do in life. And I've got 3 kids now, and I worry about just going to a goddamn parade. Like, now I've got to worry about that shit?
Yeah, you should always have been worried about that to begin with. That's a problem, right? Complacency is what breeds this bullshit. Complacency in how we deal with young men that are having problems, how we deal with security issues, all that stuff, right? We did this to ourselves. This isn't it's not like the fucking devil showed up and it was like, oh, for my next trick, it's going to be mass shootings. No, we did this. We created all the fucking circumstances for this shit to happen through our laziness and moral cowardice.
But what about us who are good parents? And now I've got to figure out who the fuck tattoo fucking face is down the street.
It takes a village, right?
Yes.
Like people that are far better at raising children than 21st century American parents have known this forever. The natives in America knew it, right? The fucking, even our grandparents knew it. Like if a fucking adult saw a child out in public acting up, it didn't matter whose kid it was. The adult was like, hey, shut the fuck up. Smack him in the face or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how it works. There's a standard that must be set for people like that. They're children. And when all of their petulance and refusal to learn and progress as a human being, and selfishness and fucking just pathetic bullshit gets ignored or rewarded. And let's be real fucking clear. If your kid's acting like an asshole and you ignore it or let it go, or if they do something that's clearly against the standard, like they fucking aren't supposed to do X and they do X, and then a couple of days go by and then they get fucking dessert, they get fucking money for a PlayStation, their friends are coming over, then you have rewarded them in their head for that. They may not see the fucking... They may not like consciously see the link between those two things, but this is classical conditioning. If somebody operates a certain way and they get what they want as well, then that's what they're going to continue to do. And that digresses over time, right? Yeah. There's no moral compass involved there.
Yeah, I just don't know what to do and how to curb it. There's too many people in America to kind of police or look after at this point. And it feels like communities and places are getting smaller and smaller, where you almost don't want to even go out to fucking public outings like this anymore.
Well, you say a lot of people feel like there's nowhere that's safe. I mean, I understand that, but everywhere I fucking go is safe.
Well, for you.
Because I am there.
100%. But, like, I'm not as skilled as you. And I'm okay in saying that.
There's nothing stopping you from, I mean, like, there's a limit, obviously, but there's nothing stopping people from fucking figuring this shit out. And to be honest.
But when you say figuring it out how?
Well, the first part of it is situational awareness. If you go to Tim Kennedy's protector classes through Sheepdog, for the first like 2-3 hours of the course, that's all they talk about is situational awareness.
Yeah.
Like you're in Highland Park, and a bunch of Somali people are hanging out. Right? That doesn't make sense. If you're in the Somali area of like Ilan Omar's district, and a bunch of fucking dudes that look like me are hanging out, probably should pay attention to those dudes,
right?
Because there's a decent chance they're not up to good there. So,
but for me, and like I'm pretty good about it. Like I said, like everywhere I go, I'm looking for exits and strategies and all that other stuff, right? And it's not a chore. It's just kind of something that you're used to at this point. But like in this case with this fucking kid, he's on a rooftop. You're at a parade. Let's say you did scour the entire area. Are you supposed to constantly be looking up for somebody that's going to climb on a roof and then try to pick you off?
Yes.
Fuck, that's exhausting.
Not really. It's just it's a habit.
Yeah.
Like you do it, the repetition over time, and it doesn't take as much time as you think over time, like a couple of months, just intentionally doing that, and you will do it automatically for the rest of your life.
But don't you just want to enjoy the thing that you're at, a concert or a movie or a parade? Just enjoy it without constantly looking around thinking, fuck, somebody's going to pop out and ice you?
I do enjoy it. Those are
I can tell by that smile.
Those are two completely separate things for me. Yeah, it's compartmentalization, I suppose, but yeah, I mean that's I think the situational awareness part is part of that. That's what you can do in the event of a violent event, right? Mm-hmm. But what do you like? I think the better question is upstream. Like, what are we doing to stop this from happening in the first place? So, there've been over the past since I guess who started the anti-bullying thing? Was it Melania Trump? Or was
it Be Best? Yeah, it might have been. Yeah,
I don't remember. Yeah. Whomever started the whole fucking
I think it was Melania.
All these anti-bullying campaigns. How much time did they spend? So this is what, like, if you're out there and you're a parent, you should definitely be teaching your children this. If they're in a situation where somebody's being bullied or taken advantage of, one, stop the bullying, right? If you have to get physically involved, then do that, because that shit's inappropriate, and it's also unacceptable. And you should definitely check on the status of the victim. But what you don't want to do is two parts of this. What you don't want to do is treat the victim like a victim, because you have a toddler now.
Right.
You have another kid that was a toddler before. If a kid falls down and hits their fucking elbow on something, and you just look at them like, all right, you good? They will get up and go about their business.
Yeah.
If you run over like, oh, you okay? They'll fucking cry, because it's stimulus and effect, right?
Yeah.
That's how that works. You don't want to fucking teach that kid that victimhood is part of it. Like resilience. That's what you teach kids. Like, hey, I know it hurts. Get the fuck up.
Right.
Like, that may sound callous, but this is very basic shit here. The other thing is the single event of the kid getting bullied, we've pretended like the real problem here is the victim in that situation having psychological distress downstream. And that's a problem, sure. But the real fucking problem is that we've done zero to go back, circle back around and talk to that bully and find out why they're upset. You know what I mean? If you want to stop mass shootings, stop the bully, right? Check on the victim, and then go spend some quality time with that bully. Because the only reason people do shit like that is because their brain is fucked up, right? Like, they've been mistreated by somebody. And there's no way to stop this shit unless you start addressing that. It's the same thing. We were talking about the crime bill earlier. So gun violence run rampant. Early 80s to early 90s in LA especially, right? The Bloods and Crips bullshit. And the crime bill came around. And, you know, there's parts of it that I'm critical of, but putting violent people in jail, that's not a problem for me.
Right.
Fuck those people, right?
Yeah.
But we left all those kids there without dads, all of them. And we gave them nothing. We didn't like, hey, you know what? That was all wrong, but you don't have to do that. We made no effort in the black community to tell those black and Latino communities especially, to tell those kids or teach those kids or mentor those kids back onto the right fucking path, to have ownership in America. Instead, we let a culture develop where they feel it's nihilism. They feel like they have no place in society, and their only opportunity to get out of the shithole they're in is to do all this fucking negative shit. And it's the same thing here. So you have to interdict that at some point. You have to be a fucking man and teach your kids to be fucking men. Teach young boys to be men. And when one of their friends, instead of trying to get the virtue signal from being the person that stands up to the bully and letting it end there, because that's what we do. That's what all of our programming for anti-bullying has been so far. Be a fucking ally, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Like, if you want to be an ally to the person that's really hurting. And that is the person who is hurting so badly that they are completely out of control and raging on everybody around them. I'm a lot more concerned about that person. That's the pot that's boiling over, right?
I'm reading the comments here. Chris Beerworth says those days are over, Ross. Maybe they are. Maybe you're right. Because what was it, Denmark this weekend, Bob? Wasn't there a mall shooting in Denmark?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what happened with that one. I was out. How many people were killed in that fucking thing?
I think 2. I think it was 2. I don't remember.
In Denmark, huh? And then the other one was in Akron. Now, that one I saw, police went after that guy. Did you see that one?
Jalen
shot him 60
something?
times.
Yeah. So this is another one that they're trying to turn into a George Floyd situation.
Correct, and it is not.
No, George Floyd wasn't a George Floyd situation. That dude was a piece of shit, and the world is better off without him in it. Let's be fucking real about that. But this guy in particular is seen on fucking traffic cam moments before shooting at the fucking police.
Correct. Yeah.
And then he runs away and then turns around fast, and every cop that's looking at him dumps rounds into him. That's fucking how it works. What are they supposed to do? Like, oh, no, you got it. Oh, you already shot him. It's fine. No, if the guy's still standing up, you shoot him until he's down on the fucking ground, dude. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And there was people on Twitter saying, this young man was he only fired one single bullet at the police. That's one too many.
Oh, yeah. Too
many.
He only killed one Jew at the Holocaust. It's not a big deal. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, so they unloaded on this guy 60. They got him 60 times.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, if you fire one round at me, you're going to get shot as many times as I can shoot you.
Right. And that was my response to people online with this shit, where I was just, what do you think was going to happen? You shot at the police? You think you're not going to shoot back? Fucking insane.
Yeah, that one's real dumb. But it's like, it's confirmation bias. People are just kind of waiting around for the next thing to happen so they can go fucking burn some buildings down. It has nothing to do with what actual legislation has been passed. They tried to defund police for a while, and within 6 weeks, most of these cities had refunded all of their police because they figured out real fast it was stupid.
Yeah.